Page 40, a hiding game. Let's go through my routine for learning a piece of music and see what we can do with this. It's about a page and a half long. There is a repeat sign at the bottom of page 40, so really it's more like 2 pages long. Treble and bass clef, 4/4 time signature. We got quarter notes, half notes, eighth notes, we can do that. But see, articulation on this one, that's going to be a challenge. Now I'll talk about that when I get to articulation. First, let's make sure we know what the hands are doing. In the right hand, you're starting here, 2 and 4. That puts you in this position. They give you a little chart. I don't use those charts, and I don't recommend you do either. Look at the notes and the finger numbers in the music, and that tells you where to put your hand. That's what you can count on. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that's not bad for the first line. And the second line, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Page 41. 1 and 2 and 4 and 1. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Okay, that's pretty much it. Left hand, well, you're starting second finger here, so you're here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 4 and 1 and 2. Okay, second line, just the chords. A and a C, a B and a D. Okay. The bottom of page 41, the last 2 measures here. And then the left hand crosses over and plays that last chord way up here. C and E. That's all. Okay. Put the hands together very carefully. We just don't care how much hesitating I do right now. I just want to try and figure out when do the hands play at the same time and which fingers are involved here. So we're here, and then here, here, this, and then here, here. But make sure you're lifting up for the rest here. Do that. The second line, then here. You're just playing quarter notes in the left hand. No big deal, I hope. Same thing at top of page 41. The left hand just gets quarter notes. Okay. And down in the third line, now you're back where the left hand gets the melody. This gets tricky because of the natural accents. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the right hand is playing on the other beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. That's why it's tricky. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's why it's tricky. Now once I have the notes and the rhythms worked out, then I go back through wherever and work out the hesitations. So I keep it slow, but no hesitations. And once I have that, then I add the articulation. The staccatos, I'm going to flex the wrist, and there's short staccatos. And this staccato, just again, I'm on the key and I'm bouncing off. See, in the second measure, in the second beat, this is staccato, that's not. It's tricky at first. It takes a little bit of time because it feels weird. And then you switch it and the right hand gets the melody. And then just two strokes. So, and then on page 41, it's all connected and smooth. This is contrast. We like contrast in music. Just keep saying that over and over. The smooth, these, connect them as best you can. You can't, but do the best you can. They're not staccato. Now, in the third measure, if that'll help you, play the left hand the same. If that'll help you, do staccato on those 2 beats. Otherwise, you're trying to connect this. And then in the third line, you go back to the choppy, bouncy. So you put in the articulation, and then I think about the dynamics. That goes to the melody, wherever it is, because it's going back and forth. Loud, forte, whatever you think loud is. These chords need to be in the background. And you get to the top of page 41 where it's all smooth and connected. This is soft for the melody. The left has to be very soft. You get a swell going up. Keep the left hand in the background. So again, swell again. Now we're back to loud and third for the melody, which is in the left hand. Now once I have the dynamics, then I think about the speed. Allegro, oh goody, gotta love Allegro. It's fast. Well, it has to be accurate. So what is your accurate? Find the hardest piece, the hardest part, maybe more than one. Maybe you like at the beginning when you're yeah, or on top page 41. Whatever is the hardest part for you, you work on that, and how you can do that accurately, that's going to be your speed. Yeah, it'll be different for everybody, but overall, it's on a kind of a quick. I guess you're hiding in a hurry. I'm not sure what's going on there. Now, when you get to the end of the second line on page 41, there's a retardando there. You're going to slow down. And they put the retardando above the staff because they printed the staff so close together there isn't room between. Otherwise, if they'd have put the staffs further apart, they could have put the retardando in the middle. It doesn't matter where it's at. You're still going to slow down. And then fermatas, hang on to those. And then third line, you get an off tempo, which means go back to the speed you were doing before you changed it, where we slowed down. Well, how fast were you going before you slowed down? And that's what you're doing. It may be the same as the beginning, it may not. Doesn't matter. It's whatever you were doing before you changed it, that's the speed you go to. Then in the bottom, last line, you get that retardando spelled out again. They don't need it spelled out again. They just give you a retardando, and you can make it last. So don't think just because the retardando is all together that you only slow down for that little bit. No, that's misleading. You continue to slow down. And so they could have just put the word in there, and that would have been good for the last three measures or so. And they've added a little bit of pedal in the last measure. If you want to do that, go ahead. I don't like adding pedal just to the last measure, but it's a way we can keep all the notes. Here, the pedal, you push the pedal down right after you play the notes, and then you lift the pedal up with the hand, with the keys at the same time. I'm not going to show pedal in the video if that's all they're going to do. You can do that, I'm sure. Missed it before. They did put pedal in at the end of the second line. There on here, you push the pedal down right after you play the notes, and lift the pedal up with the hand so there's just a speck of silence before you go on. Yeah, and the fermatas there at that measure, this is the end of the second line on page 41. Which notes do you hold out? Well, you have a fermata in both staves so the hands stay together. The whole note you're just going to hold out as long as you need to. It's the left hand that controls this because it's the left hand that has one note with a fermata on it. That's what you're going to hold out. And the other hand you just hold as long as you need to. 1, 2, 3, and that's what you're going to hold out. And then you go on together. So don't hold the first one out and then that one. No, that's not what that means. They would need a fermata on the underneath the B and the D if they wanted you to hold that out also. So it's just the last half note that you're holding out. On the other hand, you're just hanging on and patiently waiting. Let's play this together very slowly and double check all the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do any dynamics, and I can't slow down. The fermatas I'm going to hold for 4 counts instead of 2, the half notes. So I'll give us 4 counts. Let's just do this very slowly together. We will do the repeat on page 40 though. 1, 2, ready, go. Repeat. Two, three, four, hold, go on. One, two, three, four, hold, 2, off.